Okay, I'm gonna do a quick preview of German Bundesliga, but actually I would like to make a deal, but I would like to make sure of something you're gonna understand, and this is about it won't be the way in the long run for you to make money, or I change my whole approach. I do nothing but this support. But otherwise, I've pointed this out in a couple of videos before. As soon as I share this knowledge and I share it to more and more people, and so the prices won't be the same. So and they won't be the same. Yeah, they are changing anyway all the time. But as soon as some obvious uh, um, this is Germany too here actually. Okay, as soon as some obvious, some bigger bets are coming on one side, the price is going down, other side is going up. So this has to be balanced out, and I couldn't provide a service, 24 hours, or what would that mean? I mean, to make sure it's a matter of timing these days, and so I could offer this as a service, as I said, and maybe live stream, or but I needed those what would that be, supporters, the what is it, subscribers, and yeah, of course, for if the service were ongoing and regular, and then you would have to pay for it, or yeah, you got to think about it and maybe leave a comment here or there. So maybe it would be a way to do this. But I know as well, as I said to other people as well who invited me to do this, some kind of business support like that, I always said, you can acquire lots of customers for a while, but they will leave as soon as they are not making any money. So why would they subscribe, and then why should they pay for your service? They will pay for a while, and then you have to apologize if they are not successful, and then simply make them happy by them making money. But then once again the question, why wouldn't you do the business yourself, right? Then go ahead, bet on whatever you got, and do not distribute this into the world, your knowledge. Anyway, it's hard to argue about this. I want to make you understand better and better, and maybe you might whatever happens, we'll see. But I can imagine things to make work for you as well, and a regular basis and something like that. But we have to make sure there's some income for me. Anyway, the deal that I was proposing to myself somehow went like this. I mean, I would like to talk about football, as I said, and I got something at offer here, and some what I would like to point out, and I think there is something really valuable in this as well, and maybe you just care for the money, but maybe you find something interesting. I can see here, of course, who's watching which video, and okay, it's taking some time now, but maybe you noticed this or you noticed this. So I'm trying to show you something, of course, regularly, so you get something to see other than myself. And the deal I was about to propose is, as I see the figures, how you like my videos or how you follow this. I mean, I would like to talk about football, so I'm gonna leave this video as well, because this is a bit more what I would like to do, but I know I have to give you some precious advices and so on, so you like what I'm doing here, and you find it helpful. So I have to take one step at a time. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this, and I'll see later and who's watching this as well. So please get back to that and check the other videos as well. 5 minutes already. Okay, so we gotta, this was like an earthquake. What happened midweek? I mean, we're 29th of September, as you see up here, 2017, and there's 28th, 27th, 26th. they can all be called Black Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Black Midweek for Germany, because they lost all their games. And I may have said this in one of my videos, that if someone asks me about kind of what's happening in European football or so, then I sometimes say, I give the answer, it's sometimes it's going country-wise, right? So if one country is doing fine, I saw this and I made stats about this also, and I saw this, that Romania big, great, and one season and next season they could be down. So and I recorded this, and first of all I was really surprised by that. So there's a real effect you can observe, right? So this is, you know, I give you a hint, and I may have given in this video, but maybe it's too late now to exploit it. But German teams, if a country start to lose, they're all gonna lose. I mean, or not like that, not this much, but there had been times too when the English lost all their games, but now they are rather doing pretty well. And yeah, I was pretty pleased, because I do not like the commentary about all those, you know, they are so arrogant and they think, yeah, if it's an even game, Germans are going to win. If the others are a little better, Germans are going to win. If Germans are better, they're always going to win. So, and if there's a penalty shootout, they're going to win, they're going to win, they're going to win, and they are not any better. So I do not want them to win, you know. I may be German, but I dislike this. So I'm really pleased, although I know the reaction will be from media, they just point with their fingers and they point out all those mistakes they've been making, and they sack Ancelotti, and this is so silly, but anyway, it's happening. So they lost all the games. So this is like an earthquake, and it's not easy to come back from that. So we have to, you know, there's some shadow lying over this whole match day somehow, and it's really hard to tell. So I'm really predicting this weird things to happen. Outside market, because no one knows what that really means. And it's also for any of those teams losing, 6 of them. Any of those teams that lost midweek, right? What are they going to do? I mean, they would like to cure to repair the damage to that was a better expression that I just lost. Anyway, they would like to come back, but of course they lost some energy, and they also lost a couple of players by injuries, because there had been a couple. And also they, you know, confidence, energy, and players. So they will have a hard time. So, but I could not predict they are gonna do worse. What I could do possibly, or predict maybe, is it's going wild market, and also the games. I can't really. So it's not such a new match game a day. So maybe it's the one, you know, best to predict for me, because there are actually no predictions. But okay, Schalke Leverkusen. I mean, I was showing those graphs here already, and I'm getting back to this now. And you know, when I look at this is my figures. It's all based on my stuff. So, but here's the results is in green. The expectancies is in blue. And how well they played is in red. So if red one is lowest, so they played lower than expected. This is Schalke. And they played below blue, but green is getting there, although they started off okay, but now they are there. So I can of course look back at the games as well, but first of all I would say, okay, Schalke not really the side to support, because this is also below 0. So they did not even play really average, but sometimes this depends on opposition as well. And they played Bayern already, or who did they play? Okay, I'm gonna check this now. And we get this here. And they played Hoffenheim and Bayern the last 2, but actually here they played pretty okay. Would that be reflected here? Yes, it is. Because this one's going up, this one's going down. That means strong opponent, good effort. But they lost, so bad result. But this is the way it's going, right? So, but still the graph would tell me, well, not really the side to support, right? Now, Leverkusen, they would rather look pretty good, and also results maybe ups and downs, but somehow they are not that terrible, and they also played even better than expected, which is a little surprise. But there was the Bayern game also in the first one, when they've done pretty well, because they should have lost by 1, but instead they lost by 2, and so on. So that's where the graph starts here. Anyway, so this would not give any kind of decent indication here, right? Because, I mean, the computer would like to go with Schalke here. Because market is, where can I see this now? Okay. This had been market. Draw no bet. This is Asian lines, right? 1.87. So this clearly is above that. I would have figures for that as well, but it's enough to show you here. So computer would like Schalke, but the graphs would not really confirm. But I would still somehow advise to go with Schalke. Really, I mean, I saw them both, and this fine effort against Hoffenheim, and sometimes this is a bit more important. But of course, Leverkusen, yeah, they may have appeared the better side, but it's not that clear-cut that they are better. But this is also reflected here, but maybe it's not quite the case. So I would, carefully advise to go with Schalke. Wolfsburg-Mainz, actually, I mean, I have to go through a bit quicker here. We have some injury reports here as well. This is Gladbach. What am I doing here? Schalke. Oh, they got a different order up there. Ooh. So I'm gonna take this order here. Gladbach. If you look at this graph, first of all, it looks pretty wild, and it means, okay, some good and bad results, but good and bad efforts as well. So they are all going up and down. I mean, it's 6 match days played only, so this is maybe not saying too much, but anyway, and this was the impression they made, right? They did not, I liked them in the first game against Köln, although after they scored the goal, Köln got close. But there were terrible efforts, like here, the one in Augsburg, I remember well, 2-2, but they didn't play well at all. So this was up and down, so not really a graph to support, especially with this. I mean, it is below 0, and it is not really good, and they would like to be, upper half. They hope for Europe, of course, and so on. So this is also reflected in the blue one. But this one is also going down if there's better opposition. They played Dortmund in the last one, the 1-6 you see here, so crashing down. But it's not really the side to support. But usually market also reacting on a 1-6 loss. So this is some indication the other way around. Hannover doing okay, but actually they just play as strong altogether as I expected them to be. So I can say, they won promotion, so yeah, they are okay. And I expect them to be not the lowest side, but somewhere still lower half, of course. But they only fulfilled this by efforts. They are also good, but all the teams are so good. So it's hard to say. I mean, they are really top of the table here. Somewhere I was talking here about Ancelotti and stuff. So but they are up here in 4th place. But of course, this is not a fair reflection of well, they played, and so the results are clearly above. But still, they made a decent impression, which is also reflected in some sense here, because they are just below average. So this is, I mean, it's quite okay. But Gladbach, it would still be an indication to go against Hannover. But it's not Gladbach the side to attack them with, because they are, this is, so no real point in that one. In Frankfurt, Stuttgart, I did find a side to support. And this is, dude, go ahead and go with but you don't have the prices, or you have them up here, but you needed to have accounts there. I don't know if you get that. But this is also saying, for me, this is just way too low, this price on Frankfurt, so I'm going to go with Stuttgart. But this is well reflected here in these two graphs. I mean, Frankfurt played well, and they didn't quite get the results, and they played better than they expected, and the results are below. So this would also be, in some sense, go with them. But this is going down a bit, right? So, maybe not that perfect recently. But Stuttgart is really, they are hidden, they are dark horse, or I would say, because promoted, but really in shadow, not getting quite the results at all. But you see here that the red one is really above expected. So they played better than their results made them, and they are even above average. So they are about the same. Why would you have half a goal and 2.01? So you can also see here, but you can see this over the years. But this year, actually, it's so far it's 50% home wins. So this is 2.0. So if there were even sides, that would even be the true price in some sense. But still, I think this is, you can see here, expected would be 2.15. So there should be a margin in that, right? But of course, the current stats would somehow even confirm this price. Anyway, they're okay. I'm gonna go with Stuttgart. Anyway, you'll see on Monday. Okay, this guy doesn't have a single bet right, so why should I listen again? But this is my selection here. Augsburg against Dortmund. Man, it's just going flicking up and down. I can't stop it really. Maybe my finger is wet or something like that. It's an optical mouse. So Augsburg against Dortmund. I mean, it's hard, Dortmund midweek and what would you say, Real Madrid? But they were all wrong with the judgment about this game. I mean, many things I didn't like about it when they should simply say, okay, heads off, this is world class, this is 12 times, how many did they win they are the best, and they are also getting the best players if they want. So I mean, this is maybe something wrong in the whole business, but it is the case. So they should, first of all, say congrats and you've been the better side, and that's why, and then you can still argue about something. I would like to. Anyway, they lost to Real at home, and how would they come back? I mean, here you got all the injured players and so on. So some of them still missing, like Marco Reus, for example, who might be pretty important. Also, Schnelzer is not. Yeah, I mean, okay, it's still hard to tell, really. And here the Augsburg are doing okay. But results also okay, so market won't be that wrong about them. But they were much better than expected, and I really saw them. Although it's going down a bit, but also the opposition was a bit better, which is if the blue one goes down. So they got better opponents, so I expected less. And so they are doing pretty okay. They are playing okay. But would this be a side to go against Dortmund? Well, yeah, figures I think would think so. Yeah, especially new algorithm, but it felt as if Dortmund could score the goals at leisure, right? So if you want to make a mathematical bet, it's also including midweek, what would that do to Dortmund? Either they come back stronger, or they want to make up for that bad loss, or they are licking their wounds or whatever that's called, right? They have a hard time coming back. But the way they played was impressive. I mean, the results, they played better than expected. The results are up here going through the roof, and 6-1, and they score the goals at leisure, and of course you only have one chance. Go with Augsburg or leave it, but don't take Dortmund. I mean, this would be my advice, but also, counting midweek, very difficult one. But mathematically, you had to go with Augsburg, right? But I would also, sometimes, there are reasons not to do so. Wolfsburg against Mainz. This is one, I'm as I may have mentioned already, once again, I'm gonna go with, I pick a side, although, they are not great. But there are all these rankings I got here, and the graph might tell the whole story, but there are other things to justify. And which ranking was it I was possibly going to show? Wolfsburg are even below Mainz, but not by much. So it's not such a great one. You have to be serious about this. But still, Wolfsburg, okay. I mean, it's a better price than on Frankfurt against Stuttgart, and I would say, I mean, they are obviously even although Frankfurt made a good impression, but Stuttgart are not the dark horse, but they are somehow hidden. No one really took notice of them. They are playing okay, but no one notices it. So, but Wolfsburg against Mainz, I mean, this can't be the same price, but this one here is a lot lower. So I wouldn't know why really. I mean, so Wolfsburg gotta be my pick. I mean, it's of course mathematical, but yeah, and hard to justify really with these graphs here because they are not so good. I mean, we didn't look at Mainz, but their efforts have been better than expected, and results are low. So this would rather mean go, yeah, support them a bit more than yeah. And this one is not really great. But it also depends. They played 2-2 in Munich. I mean, this is why this one's going down. This one is okay, of course, yeah. So anyway, it's for me, this is a bet. I mean, if you look at HSV gegen Werder, I mean, market gotta be right. I mean, HSV, they are no good, and actually Werder, that is impressive. And this North Derby, somehow it's really touchy anyway. So I would skip this one, especially because time is going up here. So skip this. It's for a derby and things, and I can't even do the over/under stuff here because it's getting too much. Freiburg-Hoffenheim, yeah, there was an indication towards Hoffenheim, but we have this midweek, but we have plenty of injuries. You see that they picked them all up here, and this is really worrying. And so I'm gonna say market is right about this. I mean, I can't, you know, this is also a bad profile that Hoffenheim have here because efforts are very low, even if the results are still okay. But usually first time Champions League and they can't cope with that. I mean, so this is no chance. I would even, you know, almost switch sides, but Freiburg are pretty low. But yeah, if anyone you gotta go with Freiburg, right? No other chance. I mean, Hertha Bayern, now Bayern sacked the coach, rather skip it completely. I mean, they playing okay, really plus 1.5 and better, so they expected to be +2, but they are not far away. So, but second coach, I mean, this is so ridiculous. But anyway, and Hertha are no good. So, but would you take Bayern? But they lost 3-0. Okay, coach is gone. No, I can't do that. I mean, here, yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would skip them. Both are Köln and Leipzig. Both are hurt by the midweek results, right? Köln played pretty well. They lost 0-1 to a no-name, more or less. No, this was Red Star Belgrade. So this was a name for an ancient name. I remember when they won the competition in '91. When did they do so? No, before the 89, I guess. Okay, but with Proziniecki, you might remember. And so they were pretty good. But Proziniecki was a Croatian, so he could not go to Belgrade, and he couldn't play even for the national team in 1990. The war started down there. And Croatia and Yugoslavia, they split up. But anyway, this is history. But Red Star are a name. Anyway, Cologne played pretty well. They are up here, so it would sound and look a lot more like Cologne you got to support. But Leipzig would still somehow be my team, but I can't. Yeah, you can't keep up anything. But now they lost Timo Werner, who had to, you know, with circulatory, circulatory. He was dizzy, right? He had to leave the pitch, and they lost 2-0. Besiktas, I know they are called, but their effort was actually okay as well. But they all, you know, it went downhill all the way. So also Leipzig lost. And Timo Werner is an important player. But what would you think about this one? I mean, Leipzig are not quite fulfilling. I mean, I had them pretty high, so to say, and at the level of Dortmund somehow, but they couldn't really fulfill this, and which is, yeah, you can easily explain because they you know, first year it's Champions League. This is simply too much. It's also very young players. They all are. So yeah. What would you think? I mean, I would, just by the intuition, I would say go with Cologne. But I think there is nothing really indicated. So would that be enough? I mean, could I even say or give a summary? I mean, Schalke, okay, but figures. Wolfsburg, okay, that's got to be a pick. Stuttgart for sure. Gladbach, this is another pass. Yeah, Hertha Bayern pass, Köln Leipzig also pass. So it would just be about 3 maybe. Schalke, Wolfsburg, Stuttgart. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but it's you know it's this very special day, so I'm there recording this, and make sure I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll